Hey, coaches. Hey, everybody else out there. This is Coach Chip. This is the Coach Chip channel. Football talk with Coach Chip. Yours truly. This is be episode 11, and we've done the last three episodes, 8, 9, and 10, on the buck sweep from the spread gun. And so I thought I'd show you a few cut-ups. I think I got like 9 on this particular playlist from us running the buck over the years. And just kind of look at it and see what you think, and comment down at the bottom, and you can contact me at seagle.chip@gmail.com. That's SEAGLE.chip@gmail.com. I'll put that down in the show description as well. But let's go ahead and get started and look at these clips. Now here you see we are in a trips right. It's like twins right way out there at the top, and that H is as close as a tight end is going to be, but he's off. And it's going to be basic buck sweep blocking that we talked about in episode, I believe it was 9. And you can see the H is going to block down, or he should block down. This H right here, at this point in the season, was still kind of thinking he had to always get the guy right here, the outside backer, and he would if the dude was inside. But let's see what goes on right here. That's who he's supposed to get right there. The H should never turn out, but he thinks he's supposed to get that guy. See? And real good job by the back. Something else, too, our quarterback at the time was a 10th grader, and he wasn't comfortable throwing an RPO, but he could have just thrown this joker right out here to the Z. And that's something that, and we were new to it at the time, and we're much better at coaching it now than we used to be, but you can see there's nobody over number 2. So he goes, look at how long it takes him to get to the safety. That's a good job by our tailback, Jawan. All right, same game, same formation. You can see it's trips right with the H all the way in tight. That's what we, at the time, would call a strong. If he was on the left, we'd call it a weak. And now I just say right and left. He's the only guy, it's on his wristband, it says right or left. The H kind of does it correctly here. You noticed a while ago he was supposed to get the mic, because that's the first thing inside of him. And the mic's the one that wound up making the tackle about 30 yards down the field. All right, here we go. You can see we got a good pull, a good skip pull by the guards. Fighting outside, got just enough of that cat, that front side guard, to spring the tailback outside. So that was pretty good blocking right there by the front. You can see we'll get a down block by the tackle, on the right tackle at the top. Boom, not much of a block. Good job by the H, getting a piece of him. Should have did a better job on the mic, but see, he gets enough of him to get us outside. All right, now this is me trying to be cute, experimenting early in the year. Start out in the trips over here to the left, right here, and we motioned him over. And the H did not get far enough outside to give him the angle he needed to block down on the outside backer right here. And so what you get is he winds up chasing the guy. And also, too, we got to understand, he should have blocked down. If you'll watch the outside backer, the stand-up guy right here, he widens so as not to get outflanked. That's not a problem. Tell the H, he just goes down inside. He should have wound up getting one of these backers back here. And then the front side guard would have kicked, and you can see the guy is so conscious about not getting hooked and not getting beat outside. We've got 2 guys trying to kick him. Now the tailback winds up making a whale of a run. Watch the, boy, you talk a testimony for a power clean. Watch the play by the tailback right here. See, we're 2 guys out there on that guy. Look at this. Great hips. Great hips. And a whole bunch of red shirts in pursuit, because we did not do a good job blocking that. Our center, who we later made him a full-time nose, has trouble reaching that shaded cat. It gets enough of them we can get outside. Now, I told you last week, for some reason, usually, it doesn't have to be this way, the trips buck has hit a little bit wider for us over the years. See, even the backside guard, when he pulls, guys, the guy's eyes need to be inside. The backside guard's eyes need to be inside. Look at him right here, 66. Watch him. Get your eyes inside. What are you doing out there? And that guy's about 145 pounds soaking wet, and he was our backup guard for pretty much both guards. We weren't very deep up front, and I've told y'all before, we've got typically 3 out of the 5 linemen aren't actually lineman type guys usually. All right, that's a state championship game. They had taken their better corner, I found out later, talking to the DC, and put him in there to support run, and they had a sub. Quarterback noticed it. This is a 6'6" wide receiver, all-state wide receiver. He went out to Kansas to play, and now he transferred, and he's playing. He just signed to play basketball at Southern, and so he's an athlete. Quarterback, look, you can see we're blocking Buck left. Quarterback looks out there and sees that mismatch, and the kid's so close. And if you'll watch again, you can see he doesn't flip his hips. Boom, till the receiver's on him, a young guy. And I asked him later, we were winning about 2-3 touchdowns. It was late in the game. I said, why'd you do that? He said, well, I needed one more touchdown to break my brother's record. His brother had been our quarterback the previous 3 years. It's a single-season record. And believe it or not, yeah. And this is the quarterback. He was a 10th grader in this video. He just signed in December of 19 to go play at the University of Alabama. So, yeah, he's a pretty good athlete. All right, now this is just Buck left. The crack by that 6'6" wide receiver I was telling y'all about, this is his junior year. If you'll watch, look at that crack. We're going to look at it again. All right, right here. Okay. Watch his crack. He pushes up, then goes inside. Bam. There you go. He gets 4. He gets 3 of theirs and 1 of ours. So that's pretty good. And we'd been on him about not blocking and couldn't get on him that night. That's a pretty good job right there. But now I will say this. The fact that he took out the guard, that's his fault. He turns up too fast. He needs to get outside that crack. And he needs to get more depth. Now, I've debated with other guys. Some pin and pull guys don't like you getting depth on that. But my thing is, I don't see what the problem is. Tell them guards to push back and get away from the fray. You're doing the skip pull anyway. And you tell them to get back out there outside the front, get outside, get behind the blocking, so if you get a little penetration, it doesn't mess you up. And look, he takes himself out, turning up in there like that. He needs to get out, get a little deeper and get a little wider, and that won't happen. It's a good job by our tailback. You can see the RPO on the backside, and it was there too. See that outside linebacker on the backside. All right, now this is one of the pass plays I told you about in the last episode, episode 10. Now the Y down here at the bottom, you can see the top of his helmet, I believe. You can see the arrow pointing to him. The Y goes too deep. He should go about 5 yards, but he winds up going 8 or 9, and he's open, though, because the dog goes deep, too, to really get some depth. But it's a simple smash concept down here at the bottom of the screen, and I drew up the blocking, and the squares got in the way. But now the right tackle is going to block down and stay on the line. Right guard, block down, stay on the line. Center, block back, stay on the line. And if they don't draw anything by their third step, we teach them to shuffle back and look for leakage. Shuffle back, look for leakage. Okay? The left guard is going to pull flat and read this guy. React to him. If he squeezes, he should log him. This guy does a pretty good job of squeezing, but he fights back outside, and we wound up kicking him anyway instead of logging him. Quarterback reads that block. Okay? All right, let's look right here. Here we go. Boom. There he goes. And there's your idle route. It's a little deep. You can see it's about 9 yards deep. It's for a first down. And the Z here runs what we call a corner at 22. And we'll adjust those routes. And it's easy to do from week to week using the wristband based on what the defense does. You know, during the summer, we teach them the basic routes and things like that. But we don't do concepts like some people do, and I know people that do it, and it's awesome. Where you can just call a concept, and the guy knows, all right, I'm number one, I do this. I'm number two, I do this. And I'm looking into that. But we've been a wristband team for quite some time, and it gives us a little bit of leeway to tell a kid what to do from week to week. You know, hey, run the route at 5 this week, or run the route at 8. And you rep it up during the week, and his wristband reflects that. And if we change it the next week, we don't throw away those cards. We file them away, and we say, hey, you know, in a few weeks, a few games, we may say, hey, didn't we do that? And we can pull those wristbands back out and use them again. And I write on the back of them with a magic marker or a Sharpie and make little notes on it, and then we file them away, clip them all together, the ones we take out. All right, this is the play action again off the buck. You know, it's not really a waggle. You get the same concept from it. You got a flat route. That, in this case, it's your the bottom of the screen. Then you got your corner route, and then on the back side you got your post, and then the wing or the H is doing his drag. And this time he's going to throw it to the X. Remember, I've told y'all before, my X is on the left and my Y is on the right. Right there. There you go. Wasn't much of a block by the tailback, but you see he's open. We just don't connect on it. But now this is a really good route concept. And it's basic. And if you run a lot of buck, you're going to get people jumping it. It really wasn't a good down to throw it, but we liked the concept against what they were doing on defense. And we knew the play action wouldn't make anybody bite, but we felt like they'd be open. And they were. We felt like that X could take the safety, and he did. He just didn't catch the ball. All right, now the backside guard needs to keep his eyes inside when they turn up on bucks. That's what, the body in the alley, as I call it, and eyes inside. Watch what I'm talking about. Watch what the left guard pulling. Now look. What is he going? I mean, I'm going to go get safety. You know, why? You know, I don't understand that. And I told him that too. So there's like 2 or 3 guys he could have gotten, and the wingback, the H, does a terrible job of blocking on his down block. So you just stay with that guy. Just work your hips up the field. Now, he should have worked his hips to the right and up the field, and we'll show it to you. I'll slow it down. All right here. When he makes contact, he should work his hips this way. Y'all see what I'm talking about right here? Watch this. Now work your hips to your right. Keep going, and you get in between him. Now my theory on blocking is real simple. Now, yeah, it's cool beans to hit somebody in the mouth and knock their butt off the football. Everybody wants to do that. But blocking, good blocking, is just getting your butt between his butt and the football. Right there. Boom. Now work your hips. Work your hips to the right. Okay. And then, of course, that backside guard he was going for safety for some unknown reason. All right, now this is a trick play. We put this in for this team. This is a well-coached football team. I told you a while ago that was the team that was squeezing. But you can do stuff like this against teams that are well-coached and teams that kids are going to do what they're coached to do because you know where they're going to be. I'd heap rather have to try to scheme for a team like this team. Okay? Coach Bailey up at Ranburn and them, they do a super job of coaching their kids, and they play so hard. The next year when we went 15-0, out of the 15 games we played, this team right here, they beat us up the worst. I mean, beat us up. We were in ice bath for days after playing these cats. They play so hard. But they're well coached, so we figured we could get them. And this actually came to me about half asleep one morning, about a Monday or a Tuesday, and we put it in and repped it up all week. And I told them, if y'all do what you're supposed to do, our third play of the game will be an extra point. Okay, on the first play, we ran the buck. On the second play, we ran this, 3-4-5. And nothing special, nothing really tricky about it. It's just a double pass. Got to make sure that your Z, who by the way was the backup quarterback, he was a freshman that year. That's the older brother playing quarterback, and the baby brother or the middle brother, the one that just signed with Alabama, is the one that's going to catch the pass right there. That kid's a 9th grader, and throw a strike. We called it 3-4-5. I didn't realize it. On the guy reporting it that was there recording it for the TV, he noticed it was number 3 threw it to number 4, number 4 threw it to number 5, 3-4-5. Boom. There you go. Just a little something you can do different. You know, that kid right there was just a junior, but he missed out getting to play in the state championship game, or the season. Blew out a knee in 7-on-7, a non-contact thing. He jumped up, caught a pass, and landed funny. You just never know what's going to happen. And our safety had to wind up, the one that went to Oregon, had to wind up doing the playing wide receiver for us that year. All right. Well, that's a few buck concepts. You can see we run it out of twins to the backside, out of trips to the front side. We throw the ball out of it a little bit. Block it no different than anybody else blocks it. The one thing I didn't mention the other day in blocking it, and you can do this if you've got a center that can do it, is you can block down with your play side guard and pull and kick with your center. That's something I picked up from the pin pull guys that they do. You can determine that, and I think, you know, we've had, like this year, we had a kid that could have done it if we'd have needed to, and he did it in practice, but he never had to do it in the game. But if they try to give you a shade to the buck side and you're having trouble getting the tackle down to him, or you'd rather the tackle go to backer, you can just do a call, do a little switch call, whatever you want to call it, between the play side guard and the center. Let the play side guard block down on the shade, the 2-eye or the 1-eye or the 1, and then let the center pull if you've got that kind of center. And our center was also a guard. You know, they play multiple positions when you're in high school football. And he could have done it. He did it in practice a lot, but we never had to do it in the game, thank goodness. But anyway, those are things you can do with the buck sweep out of spread gun. Well, guys, I had a pleasure bringing this to you. It's off now. I got to go train some future champions, and they're already champions, some young champions over at Lynette High School. Remember, keep on jetting, keep on bucking, and as always, be elite.